Let me say this, sometimes I don't really agree with Tian, because I come from Penang, and it actually evolved differently. Okay? Let me share, generally, culture evolves organically. The Nyonyas Baba culture evolved through time and many generations. It's not just one. Your ancestors came as Chinamen. The culture was not there. When you are poor and you are trying to survive, what culture are we talking about? Okay? So only with economic success could their lifestyle change. Was there even a Nyonyas Baba culture prior to the 19th century? People say, the Chinese came 15th, 16th, 17th century. Yes, they were there, but where was the culture? We were still a Chinaman. Your ancestors were still a Chinaman. There was no culture. When you have no money, you don't talk about culture. Do you agree?
Yep.
Anyway, culture actually is a choice. Amending your Malaysian birth certificate status now is also an option and a choice. You don't have to do it if you don't want. If you disagree, you disagree. If you like to do it, Ken is always here to help you. And maybe Celia there also for KL people. Many Malacca Nyonyas Baba families actually claim a longer migration history. While many progenitors came directly from China, some Chinese families migrated from Indonesia. Jen, am I correct? Yes, his family also came from Indonesia, right?
One bunch.
Yeah. And a minority actually came from Siam and Burma. People in the north will tell you that. Hence, we have different cultural influences. During the time of my parents, this is my history, and grandparents, which was considered the golden age of the Nyonyas and Babas, late 1800s and early 1900s. Being one meant having actually an illustrious pedigree. While Southerners speak Baba Malay, Northerners, well, when I say Northerners, I'm talking about people from Taiping up to All-Star, Penang, inclusive. We actually speak Penang Hokkien. Many are still Anglophiles. You can speak English and forget our Chinese dialect. Actually, I would be offended if labeled banana or OCBC. You know what OCBC means? Orang Cina, bukan Cina. By actually, I have to say non-Peranakan Chinese, just because I don't speak Mandarin. Mandarin isn't even an ethnic language. People don't realize we have our dialects, but Mandarin is just a national language of China. Singapore doesn't even consider it. Besides Bahasa Malaysia and English, I speak Penang Hokkien, my mother tongue. Being English educated and westernized doesn't make one white. So no banana. It doesn't make me white. And neither does the ability to speak Mandarin make one Chinese. There are lots of people who can speak Chinese but speak Mandarin. They're not Chinese. Many social media influences and self-proclaimed experts, self-proclaimed Peranakan experts are always spewing unsubstantiated information about this culture, reimagining, reinventing, and worse still, commodifying it, making it the culture as a commodity. You know how they use it? Do they know their roots, or do they just copy-paste, or simply tembak lah? What's important is to know one's own family history, what's upheld and practiced. Knowing your past helps you to understand the present, and then with awareness, grow into the future. I have no idea why speaking in Baba Malay, wearing sarong, or eating with fingers are used as benchmarks. Language can be learned. Sarongs are worn by both men and women throughout Asia, Africa, and in the Pacific Islands. Who doesn't eat with their fingers? Especially if it's finger licking good. It's so primal, right? Everybody eats with your fingers. Beware of AI. It can turn anyone's portrait of grandma to look like a Nyonya, with the correct hairstyle and attire too. Frankly, can you tell from our facial and physical features that we are Nyonyas or Babas? It beats me. This is what I'm going to say. Would you like to be considered a Nyonya or Baba? Would you like to be considered if you're not? It can happen. Yes, it can happen. Not tomorrow or the near future, but there is still hope if you are local-born Chinese. After all, it took our ancestors at least a generation or two to evolve into this hybrid culture. It has to start somewhere. You know, our ancestors came as typically Chinese. How did they become Nyonyas and Babas? It evolved. So it can happen. Many sing cats. Do you know what sing cats mean? Yes. They are the later arrivals. They arrived in, the Chinese who arrived in Malaya after the Taiping Revolution, after the Opium Wars, by the time of the Qing dynasty. They would probably have arrived after 1850s. Okay, they are considered Singhet. The older generation, Lao Keng, in Hokkien, we call them, but this is what it was. So we keep on saying, you know, our ancestors, they are the old timers, the Lao Keng. So anybody who comes after 1850s, they are the Singhets. So they were actually absorbed into the hybrid culture. A lot of the old Peranakan families, they actually married their daughters to Singhets. And sooner or later, their children grew up as straight Chinese. So that's the beginning. So what is there stopping you? You can always try to emulate. A Nyonya worth her salt, practices her culture, behaves like a lady, and upholds her Confucian values. It's not cosplay. You just don't wear the kebaya, do the joget, and you consider yourself Nyonya. It's a lifestyle, it's not cosplay. So in conclusion, Baba Nyonyas are not a dying breed. We will survive and thrive, as this is a sustainable culture with beautiful people. A delicious ang tao senga. You know what that means? Ice kacang. With all the yummy toppings. We are not rojak, we are ice kacang. Okay, do you have any questions? Otherwise, we will close this session.